Hello, this is Nic Weidenbenner, seed agronomist with BASF. Today I'll be talking on our credenz and Zatavo varieties from a 1.1 through a 1.4 maturity.
Touch on the early side, but I do want to mention our brand new credenz 1171 GTLL. And so this has been a new variety for us, but very exciting what it can do and where it fits. So the 1171 is just a vigorous bean that's going to branch out and be very competitive in some of our droughtier soils. Where I really like it to excel is in poorly drained environments. But overall, just where we have it in yield trials, it's just showing very high yields. And so again, it's going to be an excellent fit for those highly productive soils. So starting off our portfolio here in this maturity range with a very strong credenz 1171. Then credenz 1331 GTLL, again, a brand new variety for us, but it's kind of a throwback to our flagship. So credenz 1660 I've mentioned before, and I'll spend some more time on that moving forward. But the credenz 1331 GTLL is a very similar selection of that same family. So what we have is essentially an earlier version of a lot of those similar characteristics that credenz 1660 has. So again, this is going to be an excellent standing product. It really promotes yield on the main stem. With that kind of thin line canopy, it has been exceptionally tolerant to white mold. It really does do well in heavy white mold pressures. And the other thing is we would definitely want to recommend it in nearer row systems or a higher population than may be standard. Those are just production practices that can enhance yield, and this variety is going to really handle those more stressful conditions. So the drawbacks, the cautions, is again on drought-prone soils and a little bit weaker in its SDS rating. So those would be two environments that this 1331 would be a little bit weaker on. Our first Zatavo variety we're covering this Zatavo 1451. So again, this is a brand new variety to the marketplace, and it really been exciting what this 1.4 can bring to our portfolio. Definitely a high yield variety. It has been maturing maybe just a little bit after what I would consider maybe 1.4, so kind of splitting hairs, but several of these Zatavos are maybe a 1 point or so later than initially thought, so maybe a 1.5. Average standability, it's done well in some very high yield environments and has not lodged, but it would be maybe a concern when populations really get pushed or an exceptionally growthy environment. But kind of middle of the road in several of the disease agronomics, it's going to be average on white mold, and certainly stronger in Phytophthora fields. But where I feel this variety really is just its ability to hit top yields when given that opportunity.